Usually it beeps. So it says we're live. Hello everyone, Jennifer Underwood here, and we got Crystal Chef. Hi Crystal.
Hey.
I really don't know what I'm going to do today because I want to show y'all a couple things. I've got the tanners if you haven't seen, and I kind of got wild and went ahead and put it on my arms. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one arm with the spray tan and one arm with the lotion. The stuff is amazing, you guys. If you have not purchased it, treat yourself to it, because if you do go to tanning beds, I think I pay like $150 at the beginning of the year, and then I pay like $25 a month to do unlimited tanning. And honestly, I've been seeing people say that this is only like 3 or 4 applications. I think it's a lot more. I have not even touched this bottle, and I'm going to show you. I mean, it does not take a lot at all. So, I maybe they're just saying 3 or 4 just to be on the safe side, but I think it's going to take, I think you're going to get a lot more out of the one bottle. Hi there.
The little one.
The spray tan. Okay, so I saw this in one of the leadership groups. They suggested using the lotion for all over and the spray tan for your face and for your knees and maybe even your elbows. And I did a spray on my forehead and on both sides of my face. And I'm going to do my face one more time, show you guys, and just rub that in, and wow, the stuff is just amazing. If by chance you think my pictures are orange, unfortunately, I live in Wisconsin and we don't have a lot of natural sunlight right now. I promise you my pictures are not orange. I am not orange. I would tell you guys, this crap does not work because if it didn't, because I have never, ever, I have spent big money on self tanners and I've never had anything to work. This stuff works, and it's just it just amazes me how Younique never lets me down. So all right, what I'm going to do is right now, I'm also, I'm totally upfront with you guys. I cannot wait to get the applicator though, because it does, my palms are very tan. But I have found as soon as you apply it, grab a shine wipe and immediately wipe it off. And that's been working. Had I done that originally, my palms probably wouldn't be so tan. So just a heads up, and I can't wait to get that applicator though. Okay, so here is the lotion. And see, it's brown. And it smells so good. It is just like a light floral scent. And I don't know if y'all saw my post last night. I was sitting there, I was like, I took a bath, but I didn't put any perfume on or anything. And I'm sitting there going, wow, I smell really good. What did I use today? And I was like, oh, the lotion. Oh my gosh, I smell like a little flower. And that's really nice, because that's another thing. When I go to the tanning bed, you always smell like that. And I have yet to find one that smells good to me. And then the other self tanners that I've ever used. So, oh, I didn't show y'all. I didn't, and I probably got way too much just for the little area that I'm going to do. But I'm going to rub that in. So just rub that in. And you want to rub it in circular motion.
Sorry, he's loud again.
No, he's fine. And team, this is like I had told Crystal, this is why we do what we do, to stay home with our young ones. And if you have young ones, don't, you want to get on the panel, don't, make an excuse because your child or whatever, they're fine. My parrot will probably start screaming in a minute, and it'll sound like I have a kidnapped child in my house. Okay, so there is the lotion, and here is the spray. Let's see if I can spray it with one spray gives you a lot. So that's a full spray, and that's going to be enough for that little area. And I just take my fingers and just rub it in. And just kind of pat it in. So I'll remove these when we get done. And then I'm going to show you guys on my face. I'm going to do my face one more time. But I seriously don't think I will need to do it again. What I'm thinking, now that I've got my base tan going, I'm hoping that I get in the routine of once a week reapplying it, and then that should get me going. So that first time that you do the self-tan, which mine only took 2 applications, yours may only take 1, it may take 2, it may take 3, depending on how dark you are or how fair complected you are. And just get in the routine of applying it. When you see it start going away, I would recommend applying at least 1 more application. Okay, so the spray, obviously, make sure you close your eyes. And I just do 1 spray on my forehead. And it was like half a spray because it sprays a lot. And then right there and right there. Okay, and then just kind of rub it in with my fingers and pat it in.
Just doing it, baby.
And that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
how long does it last?
It's supposed to last up to a week.
Wow.
Of course, I applied my first 2 days ago, so on the 12th. So I have it written down, and I'll be able to confirm that when we get later on into the week.
That's awesome. I have eczema, and I can't wait to try it because tanning beds just wreaked havoc on my eczema. I mean, it would dry me out so bad. So I can't wait to see how those are going to work with it. Don't put that.
And this is what I love too. I'm the same way. I have really dry skin, and when I go to the tanning bed, I have to use a bottle of lotion every couple days just to keep my skin moist. And my skin has never been so. Oh my gosh, this lotion has hydrated my skin so much. My skin has never been this soft. My husband was home and he was rubbing my leg, and we were laying there watching a movie, and he's like, wow, your leg is so soft, and I was like, I know, isn't that crazy? So, because usually my skin, especially living up here in the harsh winters, we just got through our winter. Supposedly, we might have some snow later on this week. And
that's exciting.
I'm hoping not. I love the snow, but now it's March. It's time to start getting warm again. And
I say it's exciting because we never get any, but y'all get it all the time. So.
Well, being from Georgia, I drive the locals crazy with wanting snow.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to show you all these new colors. These liners are, oh, wow. I don't know if you can see this.
Yes, mine is arriving Friday.
Here is the Prosperous. So pretty. I had that on in my picture yesterday. And very, very pretty. I have hazel eyes. So it's really weird. When I wear a green, it makes my eyes look blue. My eyes change colors. It's so weird. People always ask me if I got color contacts on, and I don't. My eyes will look blue sometimes. They'll look really green sometimes, brown. It's really cool. I've always liked it. Here is Proper, which is light black. I'm going to mute you just until I get through this. But you're fine.
I have the gray, which is powerful, and the blue, I think that one's precarious, that they both should be here. I think one's going to be here Friday and one on Monday, I think.
Yay. Yeah, well, here's Powerful. Yeah, Powerful. Ooh, that's really pretty. Dark
That is pretty.
blue. And then the Perfect, which is the black. Precarious, which is a lighter blue. And Perfect. Okay, so yep, that's all of them. And I love them. So easy. I have shaky hands. So if you have anybody that says, well, I have shaky hands, this is going to be perfect for them because all you got to do is just rest it onto your eye and then just pull, and it's just really good. I wanted to show you guys this bag. Oh gosh, I love this bag.
Oh my goodness.
And then it comes in a little thing right here. So this is also perfect for traveling if you just want to grab a few things, or even, you know, if you're one that carries a bigger purse, that would be perfect to put your makeup in
Yeah.
your purse. But yeah, this thing's so adorable. And then you can always just fold it up really easy and stick it in this little pouch. So really, I didn't realize this. You're really getting 2 bags in one. And I didn't realize that. But yeah, this thing is just so adorable. Loving it. The mirror, we sold out really quickly on that. This thing is so beautiful.
Oh wow.
Really, really pretty. And I was just looking at it. I was like, ooh, mine's scratched, but it's got a sticker on the back. So, you know this, Crystal. I know it was so funny. It took a lot of us a while to figure this out. But when we first got our lip gloss, we're like, wow, that mirror isn't very good. And what it is, there's a plastic on it. So if you have not figured that out, if you think your mirror on your lip gloss is just a horrible mirror, take the plastic off.
I did, and Corey and I last night when we were setting up, she said here because I wanted to try a color that she had, and she said, "Here, get a mirror." I said, "I don't need one. There's one on your lip gloss." She goes, "No way." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Pull the plastic off." She goes, "Oh my goodness, I have to get all of them now."
Yeah. I have a teammate, and it's funny because this is not the only person that this has happened to. I had a teammate that messaged me and said, I feel like such a goober. I have thrown away like several of our eyeliner and lip liner pencils because once it went down, I thought that was it. And she said, I even was thinking, gosh, that's a lot of money for just a little bit of a pencil. These sharpen. So if you did not know that these sharpen, and I recommend getting the unique sharpener because of the texture of the pencil, they do sharpen. They sharpen all the way down to the bottom. So don't feel stupid. You're not the only one that this has happened to. I just think it's funny because, yeah, and this I've even had a customer says, mine doesn't turn. But so don't throw away your pencils. They sharpen. And all right, so this is dry. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do, oh, the foundation brush. Yeah, I'm going to show you the foundation brush. This thing is awesome. I have not received my bonbons. I was so disappointed, but I think they're supposed to be here today. Yeah, when I opened my package, I was like, my bonbons are here. And then as soon I was actually going to email customer support, and then I went to my email, and there was an email saying that there's a tracking for the bonbons, and they should be here today. So yeah, I can't wait to get the bonbons. But here's the foundation brush. It's got a little cutout to put your formula. Oh, I want to show you guys another thing. I cut off the top of my primer and my Divine Lotion because there's a lot left in there. So when you can't squeeze it out anymore, just cut off the top and you've got a lot left in there.
I'm still actually using my old one, and I can't believe, the one in the glass bottle. I got it over a year ago, and I just now have like half of it used. I can't believe how far it goes.
Yeah. Well, it does. It goes really far. So I'm applying the primer onto my face. And I'm going to do one
So
side.
once it dries, the spray, once it dries, it's dry. Like you don't have to wait.
Once it dries, it dries. It doesn't exchange. When I applied on Saturday, and then yesterday I took a bath, I even shaved my legs to see if it would come off, and it didn't come off. And the next day, it's even more amazing. So if you apply it and it doesn't look the darkness that you want, wait. At least wait till the next day. I say do one application a day, because the next day it's even darker.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, a cutie. Okay, so I'm going to use the foundation brush on one side of my face, and I'm not going to do anything but the bronzer, because I'm going to show you with being tan, I don't have to wear any makeup. Yesterday, all I added was a little concealer and bronzer. I didn't have any foundation on, and that's usually how it works for me whenever I'm in the summertime when I'm tan. All right, so I just applied one drop in there. And the color I'm using is chiffon. So those that are trying to color match, as I told y'all, when I'm tan, I'm chiffon. And now that I'm this tan, it's almost like chiffon's too light. And I love this brush because it doesn't soak up the foundation. I always find to pat it in, not just swiping.
Right.
That helps get it into, if you're like me, with the wrinkles. And
that's what I tell people when they do the BB cream, because BB cream was my first love ever with Younique. That was the product that got me to saying, okay, I need to get more of this stuff. And I always tell people when they're putting their BB cream on to press it in instead of, to get the blending buds and press it in, or either press it in with their brush if they're using a brush instead of swiping it, because sometimes they tell me, well, it looks like I have streaks, And I'm like, well, you have to press it in and really get it in there so it can work and do what it's going to do. So that's what I always tell them.
Yep. And that's a very great suggestion. All right, so this side, I have the foundation. This side, I have nothing but the primer on my face, and this is just amazing. All right, if I'm a little... All right, and I'm using Hermosa. Can you hear my parrot?
No, I didn't hear him.
Okay, maybe y'all won't be able to hear him. So just put about that much on. And that's another thing. I pat it instead of swiping it. I just pat it onto my bronzer, or any of them. I really do it with everything. All right, so, and then I just go in a 3, go down my nose. All right, and then I'm going to add it over here too. So the bronzer is all I need with the self-tanning.
Awesome.
You see the difference?
Yep.
All right, and then I'm going to add my blush. All right. And this is Seductive. Another thing, I pat my blush. If you do more of that, it just looks more streaky. So I just pat it in. I got a piece of hair on my nose. That's the only downfall of them. Right. And now I'm going to use a concealer. I do use the concealer under my eyes to hide my little wrinkles. And I'm using Scarlet. And the reason I'm going so light is to give it the highlight effect. And I'm also going to contour. So with that darkness, it pulls it together. And I love contouring. It just really brings out your contour. The contour of your face gives you that 3D effect. I use the BB Flawless. You can use really anything. You can use blush. You can use the bronzer. You can use the BB cream. You can get the darker shade of the foundation, the concealer, really whatever your preference is. Me, I use the BB cream because I know there's a shelf life, but I don't really care because this thing is like really full, and I bought this when I first started Younique, and it's still full because it doesn't take much at all. And plus, I clean my brushes really well, so I clean my brushes once a week. As for the machine thing that I bought, it's great. I like it. But I found I got a cutting board, and I actually made a video for you guys, and then I had to delete some files out of my phone because it was full, and I accidentally deleted that video. But I took a cutting board and used hot glue and made like little bumps and designs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using that, and it works perfectly. And
Wow.
you can get a cutting board from the dollar store for $1. You can get a cheap, it doesn't take an expensive super glue gun, or not super glue, hot glue gun. So for $5, maybe $10 at the most, you could have a really good cleaning makeup system.
Yeah, I saw the one that Caitlin did. I was like, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many cutting boards. I love to cook, so I have a bunch of them. Some I don't even use, so that would be a good use for those.
Yeah. And I have found Dawn dishwashing detergent works really good with our makeup. And I just use Dawn, the Blue Dawn, because I figure too, okay, well, they suggest using Blue Dawn when you wash your animals, when you take them. And then I've used olive oil. If I don't really let my brushes get that dirty, but if your brushes are really dirty, I do recommend dipping your brush into a little bit of olive oil first, because that's going to grab onto the pigments and stuff.
Right.
I don't like it because it, to me, makes my brush oily. And but I guess when you do that and then you wash it with the Dawn, I found it will get rid of that oil. Oh God, why did I do that? And then my last step, I'll pour some rubbing alcohol into a bowl and stick them into the bowl of rubbing alcohol and just let them sit for, about 20 minutes or whatever. Just let them sit in that, and then wring them out and let them dry. And you always want to let your brushes hang. You want them to hang over a counter.
Right.
when you dry them.
I read online somewhere to use vinegar, and I cleaned mine with vinegar. It's probably been 3 months ago that I used the vinegar, and I've cleaned them several times since, and they still smell like vinegar. So
Yeah.
I won't do that again.
I've done that. I've done that too. There's all kinds of different ways that you can do it. To me, the rubbing alcohol, it does smell like rubbing. Actually, it really smells like Dawn, really, to me. The rubbing alcohol, to me, just does not smell like the vinegar. I've done the vinegar too, and that happened to me. Okay, so now I'm just using a clean puff brush, and I'm just going to pull all this together. So either way it works, I guess, your preference. It still looks really good with the foundation and the tan. But this side, it's no foundation. So I know a lot of people are freaking out, about not having the foundation. Well, guess what? We don't need it now with the tanning.
Right.
And there we go. So, ta-da!
Looks good.
That's the only downfall of these brushes is the shedding. But I have found too that if yours does shed a little bit too much, just take a blow dryer when you're done and just blow dry it off. Of course, the cool setting, you don't want to burn your face off.
Good idea.
Yeah, so hey, that one's really driving me crazy. Yep.
What do the new catalogs look like?
They're really nice. I got mine downstairs. They're really nice. They're really, really pretty. I'll go get one in a little bit. Let me get my hands.
Yeah, from what I could tell online, I was like, oh, these look fantastic.
Yeah. Our catalogs have always been gorgeous. And I love the fact that we use presenters. They used to, well, anyways, I guess, we've got so many people in leadership positions now that in order, and it really makes sense because they want people that are going to stay with Younique or whatever to be in the catalog. So now I know that when they look for presenters, they have to be green or above. And so that's a really good incentive to get greener or above, because if that is one of your goals to be in the catalog, then there's so many incentives, to become green. You get to go to meet the founders and have a very personable time spent with them, and then you get this beautiful bracelet.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that. I don't know what happened to my 10K one. But yeah, just a beautiful bracelet. I got all my little charms in here.
Oh.
I was just thinking about that. I don't think I ever received my 10K charm. I was thinking about that the other day. But anyways, yeah, so you get that, and from my understanding, they're gonna start having bonuses for when you requalify, and which is really nice. So there's so many great incentives, and it only took me 3 months to get to green. I think at that time I only had like 30 people on my team. So you just got to have a really, you have a, like it would be, for instance, 30 of you, you know, and, or even just 30. I'm not good with math, but you know, you got 10,000 in PRS for the month. So if you have 30 people, just figure out how much an average of what 30 people need to sell in a month. And it can be done. There was a girl that got to Green not too long ago that only had like 10 people on her team.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the numbers really don't matter because anything is possible. So Green is very doable, reachable. Black, I mean, all of it, you know, just if that's what you want to do, set your mind to it, set your goals, and you got it. All right. Sometimes my hardest choices is what I'm going to do with my eyes. So, what would you like to see?
I've been thinking about what I was gonna wear tonight, and I think I'm gonna do Tenacious on my eyes. So, do a cream shadow and a liquid liner. I think that'd be fun.
Okay. All right, I'm just putting primer on to my eyes. And those that, if you don't know, we do sell that eye primer. And it works great. I should have tried this. I tried it the other day. I mean, it's a small bottle, so if you have really large pores, I saw one of the presenters that had really large pores. She used this just on her pore areas and patted it in, and wow, she did one side without it being done, and then one side with it being done, and it covered in her pores. So if you have large pores and the primer or primer isn't enough for you, you might want to consider getting this to add to it. So yeah, I mean, it's an idea, and I gotta sneeze. Okay. Let me find my Tenacious. What do you want me to use for my lighter color?
I don't know, whatever you want. When I do Tenacious, I do Tenacious and Brassy together in my Brassy out of palette 1, and I love how that looks.
Okay, let me try it.
I did Defiant and Brassy yesterday, and it looks so good.
And you just do Brassy all over?
I just did Tenacious all on my lid, and then above, like I highlighted under my brow with the Brassy. And normally I wouldn't put a glittery, sparkly color right under my brow, but the sunlight captured it, you know, and it really looked good with a sparkle under there. So I like that.
I always put a sparkle under my brow. Which I always do that before Unique, so I don't know where I learned that from. I want to say my grandmother. My grandmother, if she was alive, would just be like in freaking heaven because she was a makeup woman. That lady literally would not step foot out of the house without being done. I mean, she would not even let you come in the house. She would not let you see her without being done. And so I my family always teases me and says, you know, that, you know, I'm kind of becoming like her. But the thing about it is I'll go out of the house without being done. I am not always one to do my makeup. Usually the only time I'll do my makeup when I go out, because you are the product of the product. And recently I've been going somewhere several times in the past couple months. And this one lady finally stopped me. She's like, ma'am, your makeup always looks so amazing, you know. And then she's like, what do you use? You know, she's like, I don't want to say that you're not pretty without, you know, or whatever.
Right.
Like, but your makeup is always so amazing. And so people notice. And then if you sell makeup and you're not wearing it and you're going out in public without makeup on,
You're not advertising.
no. So you are the product of the product. And if you wonder why you're not selling, just think about what you're doing. If you're not using the makeup, then
Right.
you're not advertising.
That's what I tell my husband all the time. He's like, why are you putting on makeup? You're just going to a meeting at the kids' school. I'm like, well, if people ask what I do and I tell them I sell makeup, they're going to go, well, where's the makeup? Let me see it. You know, I said, so I need to have it on.
Yep, absolutely. So that's the one thing that I had to learn because I just did not, well, I didn't wear makeup because I couldn't wear makeup. I was so sensitive to makeup. And so I didn't tell you, I'm using my deluxe brush and I'm using Brassy. And let me show you guys this too. I mean, you know, our products may cost a little bit more in the beginning, but this stuff lasts forever. I have had this palette since it came out in September. And look how much I've got left.
Yep.
And this is the one palette. This palette, I probably use this palettes every time. Palette number 1 and palette number 3. I love the palette number 3. Yeah, I mean, our products last forever. So, and it takes very little of our products. So if you've got customers that complain about our prices, make sure you tell them. I mean, they're going to spend what they're spending with us and more when they go to Walmart.
Right.
You know, but Walmart's products aren't going to last as long. And Walmart's products are in no way comparable to ours. So
I remember when I first got my cream shadow in and, you know, I just dipped my brush in there and got a brush full and put it on my eyes. I said, oh, mercy. I said, that is way too much for that eye. And then I actually had enough on my brush to do both eyes and then put some back, you know. So I've started putting it in my lid and that helps control how much I get. And that's what I love about it is that it's buildable.
Yes. And you always start with a little. Now, I personally, I don't know if you do this, Crystal, I like to go in the crease because I do, with my age, I've started to get a little bit of a hooded eye. So I like to manipulate that and make it not look that way. So yeah. I'm going to use Zealous out of the same palette, Addiction, with the crease brush. And I didn't put very much on there. And I'm just going to go in my crease and right here, right above my crease on my brow bone, just kind of highlight that. And then get in the crease.
I may use that later when I do mine too, because I do have hooded eyes and I never could figure out why my makeup didn't look like other tutorials that I saw. Like, well, when I look straight ahead, you know, my makeup doesn't look like that. But if you look straight ahead and you don't see any of this lid right here, you have hooded eyes. So I had to learn tricks to do that. So I usually do put a little darker color right there just to kind of make a crease where there's not one.
Yeah. And so I just go in like a C and just bring that in like that.
Looks good.
And, you know, it doesn't take much because you don't, and it's buildable. If you want a more dramatic effect, you do it darker. But if you just want a little bit to change the shape of your eye, then you just use a little bit. But again, start with a little and then build it up. And there we go.
Looks good.
Alrighty, and now I am going, all right, so with our cream shadows, We do have a cream shadow brush I highly, highly, highly recommend for you to get. It works perfectly with our cream shadows. If you do not have the cream shadow brush, the other brushes do work. So you just got to play with it a little bit more. So if you're wondering if you got a cream shadow and you've got, I'm not sure what comes in the kit. Maybe it's the angled brush. I don't even know. But anyways, whatever brush it is, you have to work. I've tried all of them and they all work. The main trick to do with all of them is patting. You want to pat and not swipe. That all of our products pretty much you want to pat.
Right.
And if you do swipe, you swipe very lightly. But especially with the cream shadow, I have found with the cream shadow to pat it into your eyelid. I've had this since it came out. It is a little bit dry, but what I do is I add rose water to it, a squirt or two in there, and then just pat it. So if your cream shadow has gotten a little bit dry, it's fine. Add water to it. Not a lot, add a little bit at a time, and the consistency will be back. So do not try to apply it when it's dry like that onto your eye, because then you are going to get the little balls and stuff like that. But you do want it to be creamy. And if your cream shadow is not creamy, make it creamy by adding water. And with the rose water, our rose water, if you don't have our rose water, has many different great benefits to it. It's great it's a toner. It also is a great setting. I'm going to show you how you can set your makeup after you're all done with the rose water. As you see, I'm just starting on the inside of my eye lid, my lower lid, and just patting that in. Can you see that?
Yes. Come here. Come here. Daniel, come here. You better come here.
He said, "Oh, she's busy. Let me go get into something."
Oh, yes.
So just pat that in. There we go. Oh, is that pretty?
It is. I need to do an eyebrow one because I messed up the first time I got my brow gel and liner in. I went with the medium and I need dark for mine. I put it on and it was very obvious that I was trying to, enhance my eyebrows and I wanted it to look natural. So I sent it back and I've got the dark one on the way. But I desperately need a brow tutorial because I have no idea what I'm doing.
And and I'm glad you brought up sending stuff back. If you're a presenter and you're not happy with your product and you get the wrong color or whatever, and if you're not happy with it, send it back. That is what customer support is for. Yeah, you might have to wait a little bit, to receive your product back, but they are going to help you. Don't just sit there and then become angry because you just wasted whatever money. You're not doing anything but messing up your business, because now you're not happy, and now you're not going to be, trying to get customers because you're not happy. Take advantage of the customer support
And they are amazing. When I've had to call them, I was blown away by just how helpful they are and polite, and they're just great. They're amazing. And they're easy to deal with. You know, I don't cringe when I have to call them. I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk to somebody that I know can help me. And I didn't know how to send it back. So I had to call them and find out what I needed to do. And they just made it so easy. And they said, you know, once we get it, you'll get an email saying that we got it. I got my email, said that it was received and that my new one would be on the way shortly. So it's been very easy.
Yeah. It is really important because, you know, and the same goes, follow up. That's another reason why following up with your customers is very important, because that's the same thing. If they may be embarrassed that they got the wrong product, and they're not going to, most people will not tell you because they're embarrassed and they don't want to bother you. But if you don't follow up with them and they're not happy with the product, guess what? They're never going to buy from you again or buy from Younique. So if you follow up with them and they say, well, you know what? No, I'm not happy with the product. And you follow up in just a few days. Maybe I usually follow up 2 to 3 days after they get the product, because you want to be able to do something within that 14 days.
Right.
And so do it. And then if they say, well, I haven't tried the product yet, say, okay, well, what I need you to do is to try the product, because we have however many days. If you're not happy with it, we can do something about it. Follow up with your customers. If you're wondering why your customers aren't continuing to buy from you, it's probably because they purchased something that they didn't like and now they're not happy with Younique. So it is very, very important. All right, so I've got that, and what I do is, let me find a clean one. Still, there's that little booger. Had a little piece of hair and it was driving my eyeball crazy. All right, so I think I need to wash my brushes. I don't think I have anything clean. All right, here's one. Oh, that one's wet. All right, here, let me just. You want to, when you're blending, you want to make sure you got a clean brush, because if it especially has a dark color on it, you're gonna get a muddy effect and totally ruin what you've just done. Okay, so now what I do, I start with my crease, and then I just go up, I pull that up and blend that together. Now, if you really like the big dramatic effect, you really don't have to do this. Have a blended smoky look. And then I just do like a little windshield wipe from the inside corner on the top. So there's that. And then I just take on the inside, and I am lightly pressing. I am like, the brushes are barely touching my lid. And I'm just blending that in.
Sir, come here. Come here. Daniel. Can I have that? Can I have it?
All right, so what eyeliner color should I use?
I don't know. I'm really liking to start trying these different colors in eyeliner, because normally I only wear the dark brown or the black all the time. And I want to start getting to where I'm wearing colored eyeliner and more of a natural shadow. I don't know. Like I said, I have the dark blue and the gray on the way to me, hopefully arriving this week. So, either one of those. No, sir. Come here. Come here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Where's your dog? Come get your dog.
Which one is the gray?
Powerful.
thought so, but
Come here.
okay.
Ooh.
All right. We'll do powerful.
I gotta change his diaper really fast. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. I'll be doing this. All right.
Okay.
So I just take the tip and I go as far down under my wet line
Come here.
as I can. And just lay my pen. It really, this pen really does it for you. So again, just really lightly. Then if you want a more bolder look with the cat eye, you just take and stretch your eye out a little bit. I personally don't like doing the cat eyes. I'm not really good at it. So if you're good at doing it, go for it. And there we are. Really easy. And then go, I personally like to tight line. And the way you tight line is you go on the inside of your water line. At first, it really tickles. It's really getting my eye watering right now. It's something that you kind of have to get used to doing. I remember when I first did it, it really tickled my eyeball, my eye. And it just gives it more of a pop. And then I take my crease brush and then go under my waterline like that. Like I said, my eyes are really watering right now. Yay. Give me just a second. It takes it a minute to unmute you. Give me just a second. This thing's acting up. Come on. We want Crystal back. The heck? Ah. It'll unmute you. Just give it a minute. sorry. Crystal, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with this. Usually it lets me unmute you. Can you hear me? Okay, for some reason, it's not letting me unmute you. I apologize. So I'm just gonna finish. We're about at our time. Really aggravating. Sorry about that. Oh, maybe that. I just muted myself. Technology. Ah. All right. I shared something in the group, and this has been working really well for me. I have been washing my brush, and I've been just using Dawn dishwashing detergent and washing my brush off. And it has worked. My brush was looking really clumpy and dry. And so I've just been washing that and dry it off and then stick about it in there. And it's like a brand new tube of transplant gel. I try to do it every time after I use my transplant gel. So if your gel has been drying up or appearing to dry up, try that and it works. And what I personally do is I get the lashes good and saturated. And this is another reason why you must follow up, especially if they have purchased especially if they purchased the 3D mascara, because I have had, and I'm sure you have too, customers that are just totally unhappy with this mascara because the fibers are falling all in their face or in their eyes or whatever. And about every single time that I have followed up with them and asked them if they're doing the process right, they're not doing the process right. I've had some that just apply the fibers without the transplant gel for, and oh man, I've had it all. Or the main thing that they're not doing is they're not sealing the fibers up in the last step, and that is the very most important step. I've also had people that are doing the steps and they say, well, I'm doing it right, but what they're not doing right is they're not applying the fibers on quick enough. They're applying the fibers, they're waiting too long to apply the fibers because it takes like 20 seconds. You have to get those fibers on within 20 seconds because the transplant gel has dried. So definite reason. I am so sorry, Crystal. This thing's retarded. It was just not acting right at all. And I don't know what's going on. It's not cooperating. Okay, so anyways, that is yeah, so if you have a customer that is not applying their transplant gel correctly, they're not going to be happy, and they're going to say, well, that stuff sucks, I don't, and so then they're going to, if you have somebody else that may be interested in the mascara or Younique, and then that person's going to say, well, oh, you don't want to try that. That was a waste of money because da 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 da. Well, guess what? The reason why they're not happy is because they weren't applying it correctly. And if they just knew how to apply it correctly, then they would be happy with the product. So you definitely want to follow up. It's really amazing to me how many people don't follow up with their customers. So I just saturate. I get the transplant gel on there really, really good. And then I focus on one eye. Then I get the fibers. And see, this is too many fibers. I always just rough up my brush and then stick the fibers back in there, because you don't want a lot of fibers on your brush either. So fibers, transplant gel. Are you there? Still not. Okay. I just won't ever mute you again. I'm sorry. Usually it unmutes, so. I personally only do 1 or 2 coats of the transplant gel, but as everything else, you can build them up, and by doing that, you just add to them. I got a little lash over there. It's not cooperating.
Hey, I think I'm back.
Yay!
But now my face is gone.
Oh no, what is going on? Yay! Okay. Welcome back.
Thanks. And what another thing I was going to add to about the mascara is, I have a lot of people that are putting it on, and they're only putting it on the underside of their lashes. And then when they go to apply the fibers, they're putting the fibers on the top side. So they're getting a lot of fallout from that. So the way I try to explain it to them is, I try to explain it that when you put the fibers on, you want it to be like you're creating kind of a tube around it with gel underneath and then gel above it, and then the gel's going to act like a glue for the fibers. You put the fibers on and then you seal it with the gel, and a lot of times that helps.
Yeah, that is a very, very great way to explain that.
Your makeup looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Tenacious. I really do. That's a beautiful color.
Oh, it's my favorite. Corey got it before I did. I said, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it is. Which I've got them all. Well, I've got all the products, And they're all really, really pretty. Even the like the whimsical.
Yeah.
Uh, I never, ever, ever, ever before Unique ever got away from brown. I always wore brown. I was always neutral. I always wore brown, and it's so much fun. Which my go-to look is brown, brown and purple. Now I've noticed I love the purples.
Yeah.
That really brings my eyes out. And
hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Alrighty, so there we are. All right, I made a boo-boo and I touched my eye. So I'm glad I did that because I want to show y'all can fix it without messing up your shadow. So what I do is I just take my brush and just blend it in, and I wait till after it dries so that way I'm not smearing it. And usually whenever you do that, it'll just brush it away. So, okay. I got a few little fibers that have fallen on my face, and where did my brush go? Okay, Jennifer, you have not gone anywhere. Oh, there it is. All right. There we go. All right, eyebrows. Now, I am not very good at eyebrows at all.
I'm going to have to study up on trying to do mine because I have naturally full and dark eyebrows anyways. So I think that makes it a little bit more tricky learning how to do them and make them look, just enhancing what I already have without making it look like, way overboard.
Yeah. And I used to not have to do my eyebrows, just colored in just a little bit. But it's been, well, it was a week before convention, because I always did my own eyebrows, and I just got lazy. And when I went to go get my nails done, I asked the lady, I was like, go ahead and just do my eyebrows, please. She ruined my eyebrows. I mean, she got it. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
No.
And where she did it, that hair has not grown back. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
But my eyebrows that was just one thing. My eyebrows have always been perfect because I've been plucking my eyebrows since I was like 14. And
Belle.
Oh. She says, I want to be her too.
There's someone at our neighbor's house. I don't know. I guess they're surveying land or something. I don't know what they're doing. Somebody with the county. And she's going crazy. She doesn't like visitors when she can't see them.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a pit boxer mix.
Oh.
That's Belle. She's big. She scares a lot of people off. I think I had a guy come one time that was selling, they go around selling the meats out of the back of their van.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a glass screen door, and she just started barking, and I went up and I opened the door, and I had her by the collar, and I still had the screen door shut, and he was backing down the porch, and I said, I'm not interested, but thank you. And he said, no problem, no problem. I mean, he cleared like 2 of my porch steps probably in one step.
That works. So funny. Ugh. When I tight line and I wear contacts, so it doesn't take much for my eye to like go crazy.
Me too.
And when I tight line, I kind of touched, or my eye was like, oh, that tickles, and now it's all watering. All right, so that's really all I do for that. And then I take the fibers and just fill and where.
I had to step away. Did you put anything over the liquid liner? Did you like go over it with anything?
No, I didn't. Oh, what I did do, yeah, after I put the liquid liner, I just kind of went back and just touched with the cream shadow,
Okay.
and just where if it was a little bit uneven, just
Yeah.
evened it out a little bit.
Good.
So another thing, I used to always use brown lipsticks. Brown was always my color, and now I use the pinks. I love the pinks, and I'm going to use Skittish. If you haven't gotten
I
the
have
lipstick.
yeah, I've only got two. I got Skittish is the one I'm going to get next. I have Shy and Sappy, and Sappy is my favorite, and I am not a red lipstick or lip gloss or stain or whatever type of girl at all. I got it and I put it on and I thought, wow, this looks really good. So that's like my go-to color now.
Yeah, Sappy. I like using Sappy because it's more of a natural color for my lips.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love them all. Even the purple. The purple is there. And what I do is I just use the lip stain to stain my lips. Uh, if you haven't gotten the lip stain, it's spill proof. You can see how much I love this one. But again, it's been since it came out that I ordered it, and it's spill proof. But my lipstick, I have color on my lips like all day long, and that is one thing that I I would any other lipstick I would ever use, I would put lipstick on and like literally have to reapply it like 5 minutes
Yeah.
later. I mean, even with our lipstick, I could wear just the lipstick and it stays on my lips. So if you haven't gotten a lipstick or any of this, just get a lot of free makeup and get it all for free like I have.
Yes. I mix my products too. Like I'll do a lip stain and then I'll put a gloss over it. And I'm really loving the Ladylike gloss. I was surprised when I first got it because it looked really, really bright in the tube, and I put it on and it's just gorgeous. I love it. And I just sold it last week. Somebody said, "What is that you have on in your picture?" And I told her and she said, "I want that one. That's the one I want." And I said, "Okay." I said, "You're going to love it when you get it."
Yeah. So when I applied the Skittish, it was really, really a bright pink. And now I applied Affluent on top of it. And it just gives it a really more of a pop to the color Affluent. So it's not so bright. Just really a really gorgeous pink, like a mauve. It's a real pretty
Looks
mauve color.
great.
So, all right, I'm gonna take, and and that's another thing, you'll have to blend it in. You'll see it's not streaky, but it's a little bit, it's got a few little spots, but all you got to do is just blend it in, and it blends right in. So
Wow. Oh my goodness, that's a big difference.
yeah. And you see how little I used.
Yes.
All right, so that was
Wow.
the lotion. Got my hair. And that was the spray.
Wow.
So I think that's why they recommend to spray more for your face, because it's not
Right.
so, and
Yeah.
you don't want your face looking like what's her name from Something About Mary.
Wow.
So, that's why with the spray is really good for your face, or where you really tan easily, like your
Right.
elbows. You want to use on your
Just a
elbows.
kind of light coverage.
Yeah, and your feet, and your hands, the palms of your hands. So I highly recommend getting the spray and the lotion to balance it out. But yeah,
I'm impressed.
so
So will it be darker tomorrow? Is that the one that darkens as it sits?
yeah, they actually both do. So I'll leave these like this, and I'll take a picture and see what it does tomorrow.
Oh, that's so exciting.
But can you see it's not orange? It's a nice golden brown.
Yeah, it is. It's a really nice natural look.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep. Well, I thank you for joining us on the panel today, and you go blow them away today. Crystal has an event, and yeah. So, what kind of tell us about what the event is?
It's actually this is my third one. I live in a really, really small town. It's called Gray. And everybody here kind of knows everybody, and I took some of my signs up there, and the guy asked me, he said, to the thrift store, and he said, hey, do you want to do our spring kickoff? And I was like, absolutely. And now I have a teammate, and she actually works full time. So I didn't know if she would be able to do it. And I asked her about it, and she said, absolutely. So we're going to do it. And we set our table up last night. And I'll post a picture of it in the group if I haven't already. But we set our table up last night just to kind of see how we wanted it today. And it looks fabulous. We are ready to go. We've both got I've got a Kindle Fire, and I think she's got a tablet that we're going to take orders on. We have our receipt books for those that, may want to be paying in cash. So we're kind of ready for anything that'll come at us, and we're excited about it. I'll go up there around 5 our time, East Coast time, and I'll update you guys as we get through, but I'm excited.
I gotta sneeze again. Awesome. Now, are you doing any kind of entry form box to capture leads?
I've got mine from last time, and I still have that. I'm glad you mentioned it, because it's still in my closet, and I need to go get it, because I was so worried about setting everything up last night that I didn't even think about that. So I'm going to go grab that too. Yeah. And we put, because Corey has some things that I don't have. She's got a shade stick, and I don't have the shade stick. So we really put both of our stuff together this time, and are going to kind of work together. That way, we can meet everybody's needs. It's not going to be just, me up there without my shade stick or whatever, so we can color match, and we're just really excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, and team, if you've ever had a chance to do an event, I highly suggest jumping on it. I also recommend do not spend a lot of money on events, because what usually happens with an event is, this may be different in your situation, the type of event it is, but most of these other events, people aren't really there to purchase things. They're there to receive information. So any type of an event that you do, I don't care what kind of event that you do, you want to do a giveaway, a set of 3D lashes, a pigment. It does not have to be expensive. But the main purpose that you need to focus on is you want to capture their lead. And the way that you capture their lead is to have a contest. And then you just have an entry form. And then have questions like, let me get mine.
And I wanted to add too, around here, with it being such a small town, they don't charge us to have a vendor table. All they require is that you show up and you set your stuff up, and you have to donate something for them to do, because they do a big giveaway. You just have to donate something, and I was prepared for it, so I'm just going to throw in some lashes.
Yeah, yeah, and that's awesome. And there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of places that are really jumping on these types of events. That jump on it if you find out that that they're doing this type of an event. Jump on it. But you still always, I will post the link to this. I think I paid like $20 for this, but
It's really nice.
but you can make your own. I meant to grab this one too. I made my own. This is one that I had for years, or for a year until I got this. But I made my own, just a little box. Got a really shiny, catchy attention. Oh, what is that? Got the paper, I think, from the dollar store in a box. So this box, cost me $1, less than $1 to make. Cut the little thing in there. I just made my own little entry forms by taking some paper but you want to grab their name, their email, and their phone number. And then you have a question like, I'm interested in learning more about becoming a consultant, hosting a party, new products. And then you want to have this disclaimer thing. Please check here if you would like to be added to our mailing list. You can opt out at any time. If they do not check that, I recommend do not put them on your mailing list, because they're going to be probably causing you a problem with reporting your email as spam. So, so if they give you their email address, and they check that box, and you do want to have that disclaimer because it just saves you a lot of headache. And if they check the box, that they do want to be put on your mailing list, then add them to your mailing list. But if they and let them know when they fill it out, okay, the only way that you're going to win this is if you give me a correct phone number. So guess what? If they sincerely want to win your product, they're going to give you a correct phone number. Well, guess what? Now you have captured their name and their phone number, and then they're going to click, okay, well, they may be interested in new products. Well, guess what? When you get new products out, you want to give them a call and let them know about the new products. If they're interested in hosting a party, well, guess what? You have a lead for somebody that host a party for you. Or they click that they want to learn more about becoming a consultant. Well, guess what? You found out that they want to learn more about the business. And so it's a win-win situation. Another thing, I see that you have the samples. Okay, the samples. My thing's falling.
Oh no, are you okay?
That's all right. Anyway,
a day in the life.
Right. Anything can happen. Another way that you could do it without the box, you could buy some of these, or buy a roll of this, and you can let them know that you're having a drawing by the end of the day or whatever. That he sounds like he's not.
I hear him.
Hold on. Are you not on your perch? Oh, okay. As long as he's on his perch, he can scream all he wants.
And we did with our samples, they're not available in our back office right now. So we made our own. I got on Amazon and I found these they're clear on the bottom and they have a black lid. And what we did was, I think it was like $7 with Amazon Prime. I had them in 2 days. You can't beat that. And then you can kind of control what you want to give samples of. We did some of the biggest sellers, like we did the BB cream, and I dropped my powder and it broke. So I have a bunch of little pieces of my powder, which actually worked out to my advantage because now they can sample the powder.
Right.
So I put little pieces of the powder in there. We did BB cream, we did powder foundation, we did 2 different colors of concealer. We did, I can't remember if I put I don't think I did any of my pigments. I ran out of sample containers. And we also did.
I see the containers that you got, which they are gorgeous, but that might get really expensive. I have a group that you can get these little guys, and you can still do the same. And that's another thing. You don't want to give too much of a sample because our stuff goes a long way. And
Yeah.
then they're not going to buy from you because it's going to last them a while. But you want to give them enough that these right here, I don't remember what I paid for them, but I've had them. I think I bought this almost 2 years ago, and I give all kinds of samples away. But so if you're interested, any of y'all interested in me adding you to this group, he's got all kinds of stuff in there. I've used that for several years. But what I was gonna say, and we're gonna wrap this up because we've gone a little bit over. But with a sample, when you give them a sample, you want to get their information. So what you need to do is you say, we're giving a free gift today if you enter in for our prize. And your free gift will be your sample. Do you see what I'm saying? And then you want to make sure to give them, because you want to give them something and receive something back. So the way that you're giving them something to free, but you're also receiving their information to follow up with them. Are you following me?
Yep.
So don't just give out, because that's gonna cost you a lot of money in the end if you're just giving everybody all these samples and samples and samples. So and because you're right there now, if you just had like a little sample basket somewhere, that would be different. I don't recommend doing it because you're just giving away stuff and not having people, get your information. So that is just a very, very good way to get leads, because what you want to do is you want to get leads from them. So that way, when you're leaving from there, if by chance, it doesn't turn out to be a really big sell, then you may have gotten 100 leads. Well, guess what?
Right.
You have received something, and you're not going to leave there feeling like it was all for nothing.
Right.
Events are really tricky. You could go there. I mean, there's people that go there and sell.
Yes, sir.
So I think in your situation, like I said, it would be, a different, but I'm just giving this example for the team, watching them, or anyone interested in doing events. Trust me, I've done enough events to know. My very first event that I did, I paid $800 for it.
Wow.
I sold 0. But guess what? I think it was a wedding expo, and I gathered like over 200 leads.
Wow.
And I sold several off of that after the event. So I did make money back, from it, but it was after the event. Had I not captured those leads, I would have sold nothing. So definitely important to capture them leads. And yeah, awesome. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
All righty.
All right. Well, thank you. And
Bye. Thanks.
All right. See y'all next week.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.